It's Patrick Legreed from Halfwheel, and it's that time of year when we take a serious look at a not so serious product, and that product is the THiCket Raygun torch lighter. Now, the THiCket Raygun certainly doesn't look like most cigar lighters, and that's because it doesn't come from a cigar accessory company. Rather, THiCket launched in 2019 and became known for making what it calls a first of its kind portable water pipe. It has since gotten into accessories, launching a pair of lighters under its Space Out Torches series. This one, the Raygun, and another similarly themed design called the Lightyear. Now, the Raygun is a large single torch lighter measuring just under 10 inches long, 7.5 inches tall, and 2 1/3 inches thick. And it weighs in at 12.7 ounces, giving it some good heft in the hand, but it's not terribly heavy. It's well balanced, and the plastic body sort of lightens it out a little bit. Now, it offers a flame that's bigger than most anything you'll see at a cigar shop, as you can see right there. Save for the biggest triple and quad flame torches, though it's hard to do a head-to-head comparison between this and those. Now, the Raygun comes in 11 colors. It's priced at $45 per lighter. Now, the design being what it is, and I do have to give the company credit for it, they really did go all out with the design of the Raygun. Nice metal pieces back here, the little rangefinder right there. Some really nice touches, good ridges right here. Let's take a look at the functionality of the lighter. Now, it's a bit more of a process to get it up and going, and you have to start that process by opening up the fuel line, and you do that by nudging this little knob forward, and you'll start to hear some butane flowing. You don't have to open it up a lot. In fact, I use it at the lowest setting, and it is still plenty of flame for every cigar I put in front of it, probably more than enough or too much for anything under a Robusto, for being completely honest. So fortunately, you don't need to turn the knob up too much. You can, and it'll give you a lot of flame. I'm not going to show you all of the capacity that this thing can put out, mainly because I'm afraid of catching this little photo booth tent thing that we use on fire. So let's turn the lights down real quick, and I'll show you what this thing looks like. Again, you're going to turn the flame up just a little bit right there, and you can just hear a little bit of butane flowing. You click the ignition, and there you have your flame. So let's turn down the lights, give you a little better look at it, and you can see nice, big, strong flame. I'll show you a little bit more of how it can put out. Again, tons of flame there. Way more than you need for any cigar. But again, nice solid flame, very sturdy. That outer ring does tend to waver just a little bit in the breeze, but for the most part, very sturdy, very solid lighter, and a flame right there. Huge single torch. All right, so let's turn this down because it's starting to get a little bit hot. Turn the lights back on. Now, the Raygun doesn't have a ton of features, but it does have some. Now, most notably, the lighter stays lit without needing to hold the ignition in because it's all determined by the butane flowing or not. So to extinguish the lighter, you do have to twist this knob all the way back down, and you want to make sure you turn it all the way down because if you don't, it will leak butane, and you will find yourself with an empty tank and butane flowing out into your cigar lounge or wherever you happen to be smoking. Now, it does have a locking mechanism for the ignition, more of a child-proof kind of mechanism right there. You slide that up, and you won't be able to ignite the cigar or to ignite the lighter. It's not the most foolproof thing in the world, very easily defeatable. I think it's there sort of for show more than anything, but it is there. And beyond that, there is this interesting little kickstand feature, which, again, when you put it out, it's kind of hard to see from the angle, but it does make the lighter point down a little bit. It's more of a display thing in my use. Otherwise, the lighter kind of lays awkwardly on the table. I like having it up as a display piece in that regard, but the kickstand isn't a huge feature for me. Beyond that, it is refillable. The valve is right there on the bottom. Standard stuff. It runs on your standard butane, so nothing that you have to go out and buy special fuel for. Now, the THiCket Raygun is certainly overpowered for most cigars, and as the company warns, it shouldn't be pointed at people, given how much flame it puts out. But with some mindful use, as you should exercise with any lighter, the flame is manageable, again, keeping it at its lowest levels. Now, I'll readily grant that the THiCket Raygun torch looks a bit gimmicky, maybe even a lot gimmicky, and it certainly isn't a lighter you're likely going to see in most cigar lounges. But while lighting a cigar has plenty of roots and ritual and classy accessories, you can certainly have fun and add a bit of novelty to the experience, which is what the THiCket Raygun does, while also delivering a decently impressive lighter. I have to admit, I got a lot of pleasure and a lot of joy seeing the chuckles that people let out when I pulled this out of my bag and lit a cigar in front of them with it. It catches them off guard. It's fun. It's a little different. And yeah, again, it's a little gimmicky, but hey, you can have fun lighting your cigar. So that's a THiCket Raygun torch. Thanks for checking out this review. And for the best and most complete coverage of the premium cigar industry, including news, reviews, legislation, and lots more, be sure to visit halfwheel.com.